this is Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell for notifications for live videos and new videos. You'll be notified so you can come over and check them out. Today is Vlogmas Day 17. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how far along we've gotten. And today I'm going to sew a book pillow. I'm making a couple of these for some little people in my life for Christmas, and a few people have requested to see how this is done. So I haven't made one for quite a while, so it may be the blind leading the blind today, but we'll see. I've cut out all my pieces, and I will list all the sizes below so that you can cut the same pieces if you like, or you can do yours differently. You don't have to do yours exactly like mine. A lot of people make them square. I like to make mine rectangular, so if I make a lot of these for kiddos. If the kiddo's not using it for a book holder, they can turn it sideways and use it as like a little pillow. You could use these as a travel pillow, something like that. You could either use a travel pillow insert, or you can stuff it. I'm going to stuff it because I have stuffing today. But yeah, whatever way you like to do it. Now, the other thing is too, is that you can use, I like to use strapping for my handle on top. You could either use strapping, which is just belt strapping that you can get at Joann's, Michael's, any store that carries, notions. Or you can make one out of fabric, like a purse. You would just fold it like you make binding, but then fold it into itself, like you're making bias tape, I guess. You can do it that way. You can cover the strapping with fabric if you like. I'm just not, kids don't care, so I'm doing it easy breezy. Okay, so this is a 10-inch piece of strapping, and then we have 4 pieces for the actual bag. This is the front of the pocket, so this is going to be 9 inches by 14.5 inches. This is the accent fabric that's going to show a little bit at the top of the pocket, and it's going to line the inside of the pocket. So this is 10.5 by 14.5 inches. And then I have the actual pillow, the front and back pieces. These are 18.5 inches by 14.5 inches. So, like I said though, you can do whatever size you like. These are just the sizes that I like to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the pocket. So with right sides together, I'm going to put the accent fabric and the outside pocket fabric. Put that strapping out of the way. Keeps wanting to attach itself to my arm. Let me grab a couple pins. Alright, and I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I need to bring my chair closer. Can't reach. There we go. Alright. Okay, so I have these 2 pieces together. Now what I'm going to do is first I'm going to iron this flat. Towards the pocket fabric. I almost did that the wrong way. And this is not not quilting, so this is not precision piecing, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take my piece that I've made and put the wrong sides together, line them up at the bottom, and pin. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew that 1/4 inch. So now the bottom is closed, and I'm going to iron this towards the top so I can make a crease up here. I want to crease this accent fabric. So it looks just like this. So we've made the pocket in the front. I'm going to top stitch right in the ditch there. And if you like, you can also top stitch along the top, maybe about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I think I'll do that too. So I did it right in the ditch, you can barely see it, and now I'm going to top stitch up here as well. Just doing about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Okay, so we have a piece that looks just like this. Now, I'm going to take one of my, if you can make these different color fabrics if you like. I'm making mine the same this time around, but I have done them in different fabrics. Like sometimes I've done the part where the pocket goes on in like a lighter color and then the back of the pillow a darker, but I'm going to do both the same this time. So now I'm going to take the this part of the pillow and just pin this right on top of here, and then we're going to sew it 1/4 inch down the sides and across the bottom, not across the top of the pocket, of course. Then we wouldn't have a pocket, we just have a decoration. Not really a pinner, but I'm going to pin this so it stays in place right where I want it. And I'm just going to do 1/4 inch all the way around. maybe slightly less than a 1/4 inch, so that way when we put the front and the back together, there's no chance that the stitches from underneath come through. So maybe slightly less than a 1/4 inch, but not an 1/8, because I don't want it to come apart when, you know, there's lots of kids. Kids are pretty rough with stuff. And I feel like if I did 1/8 of an inch, it could maybe come apart. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's all pinned up. Now I'm going to sew it all the way around. I'm going to start on this corner, go around the bottom, and go to this side. I am reinforcing that a little bit. I went over it 2 or 3 times. We will catch it again in the seam when we put the back together with this. But just to be sure, like I said, with kiddos, you know, they like to tug things apart. My son was playing with a stuffed bunny the other day, and he goes, uh-oh, and brought it to me, and I had a bunny and an ear, so. Okay, all the way around that, these pins up here. So you'll have something, oops, there's another pin, that looks a little bit like this. We've got our pocket made. You can see in there. Now, I'm going to add the strap, and this is always in the past where I've made a mistake and I put it going the wrong way. Make sure that it goes down towards your pocket, towards the inside of your bag. You don't want to put it up the other way, because then you're going to have to rip it back open and to take it out. So you could make this handle longer if you like, shorter if you like, depending on where you place it on your bag is also going to depend on how long or short it is. I don't want mine super long. I know from all the kids that I have that the more rope you give to hang them with, they'll just grab it by the handle and drag it. So I'm going to make it sort of shorter. So I'm letting about probably about a 1/2 inch of the strapping kind of go above the bag. Hang over the top of the bag. So just like this. You can see that. Now, this I'm definitely going to reinforce. I'm going to do just under a 1/4 inch again, like before, so that way I make sure when I come around and put the whole bag together, it gets caught in the seam. But I'm going to go across this a good 3 or 4 times, because I can see kids grabbing these handles and go and ripping it right out. So I'm just gonna go across, back stitch right over what I just did, go back and forward, same thing over and over again. My daughter never did this kind of stuff, but these boys, let me tell you, they're pretty good about ripping apart almost everything. So, not on purpose, they're just being boys. Just rambunctious, curious, like to know what's inside things. Pretty good. So now we have the front of the bag with the pocket and the strap attached. The only thing we have left to do is attach the backing part. Now, for this part, when we get to the bottom, you can leave as little or as much of an opening as you want. I'm probably going to do 4 or 5 inches so I can stuff this guy. You could do it actually anywhere you wanted to, on the side, the top. I think the top's a little hard because the handle's already there and you want to try to get that in really well. So I'm going to start by just pinning this all the way around and then leaving that gap in the bottom. So I'm going to actually start pinning at the bottom. And then we're going to sew 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and when I get to the corners, I'm going to back stitch all the corners. You could even do a 1/2 inch all the way around if you want to. That might reinforce it even more. I just find that the corners get a little bulky though, and it's hard to turn it. So, yeah. So I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch. But it's your bag. If you figure out a better, different way, go for it. Did I ever tell you guys I hate pinning? Ouch. And I've got the fine pins and they still, I hate pinning. There's just some projects that you have to pin. Make sure this is meeting up here at the end. Perfect. Yay. Put some pins in the middle here. So just curious, maybe like a little poll of the day. Do you guys still like going to brick and mortar stores, quilt shops, or do you like mainly to shop online? I know a lot of things have changed due to the current world situation. I was just curious because tomorrow, one of the last quilt shops in my area is their last day in business, which is really a bummer. So I visited them yesterday to see what they had left, and they pretty much had almost nothing. And I was able to get actually some furniture that they had in the shop that I can use for my shop to store things on, patterns on. And it made me think about like the way things have changed since all this started a couple of years ago. And wondered how people are thinking nowadays. Like, now that you've gotten used to sort of having to buy things differently, buy online more, because obviously a lot of the shops had to be closed during at least the initial part of this whole mess. Wondered if you guys have started going back into shops, or now that you've gotten used to, like I said, purchasing online, do you prefer to purchase that way? Just oddly curious. I still like going into shops. But as a shop owner myself, I can see the advantages of being just online versus having a shop, because with the cost of rent and utilities and everything just kind of getting out of control, you know, and having to pay somebody to work in your shop. And not that people don't deserve to get paid like a living wage, but, you know, if a shop owner's not making a whole lot of money and then has to pay somebody $20 an hour just to attract them to come work there, that's a lot. And I can kind of sort of see why some of the shops are going out of business, although it's sad. Just curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. I asked you because I have been looking into maybe doing a brick and mortar someday, but I've kind of given up on that dream for now because of the world situation. I feel like maybe it's not a great time to try to do that. I see so many things going out of business. Okay, got that pinned all the way around. I hate pinning. All right, I'm going to start down here at the bottom where I left the opening. I'm going to sew this, like I said, 1/4 inch all the way around. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning at the end, because like when you turn and then you're pushing that stuff in, the stuffing in there, you can rip the seam open a little. So actually I think I'm going to back stitch a couple times. There we go. And like I said, when I get to the corners, I'm definitely going to back stitch those corners. Don't want to stick myself. And here again, when I go across the straps on the top, just like I did when I put them on the other piece of fabric, I'm going to go across them a few times. Across them one time. I'm going to pull these pins out after I've gone across them one time. And I'm going to go back. I think I did about 3 times. I'm not going to do as many as I did on the other side because I feel like it's probably pretty good. Turn the corner. So if you've got a point turner or a purple thing or something like that, that'll come in handy in the next step because we'll want to poke out the corners. They are a little bit bulky with all the layers that we went through, so if you want to snip off, which I may end up doing, That's a lot of times why I'll reinforce there. Just make sure you don't cut through the main threads. Ow. Okay, all the way around, I've got my hole in the bottom, so we can pull it through. I think I am going to snip. I'm going to snip down these straps now to meet the fabric. Now that they're sewn over really, really well, we don't need all this excess. So snip those down. I am going to snip these corners just to make it a little bit easier to poke out the corners. Okay, roll this away. And then if you have a point turner or a purple thing, grab that out. Stick my fingers in there. I'm gonna grab that handle and pull this right side out. My whole hand fits in here, so I left a decent size opening. Just use my purple thing to poke that corner out a little bit. Oh, this is coming out cute. I'm really happy with this. It doesn't take a whole lot of fabric either, so like you could use, I think, about 4 fat quarters maybe. And you will still have a little bit of scrap left over, even with those, which you could use for the strapping if you want to make a fabric strap. Okay, so you'll have something that looks like this. So we've got our pocket there, strap is attached nice on the top. So now all you have to do is stuff it and sew it closed. We're almost done. So excited. So I got a big old bag of stuffing right here, polyfill. So I'm going to stuff this sucker. This is the part that Sarah likes. She would love to be doing this right now. She is doing her schoolwork right now. She's trying to get some done for the day before. It's pretty early in the morning. She's trying to get some done before our little ones get up, so she can concentrate. She's real good at school, but she struggles a little bit with math. Even though she's really good at it, it just takes her longer, like to, I guess, concentrate on it. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah. So she needs it more quiet when she does the math. But she loves making pillows. That's like her favorite thing to make, so she'll be bummed that she wasn't here to stuff. And I like it when she stuffs these for me because she got little baby hands, so it's easier for her to do it than for me to do it. I like the sewing part, not the stuffing part. But it is fun to see it finished. So now if you guys are using the fiber fill, I put quite a bit because once the kids start, like, you know, laying their head on it, it gets smushed down pretty flat. And a couple of times, not recently, because when I've started making them recently, or the most recent ones I've made. I've stuffed them a lot more than the very first ones I did. But the very first ones I did, like I opened up a couple of my kiddos and put more stuffing in there after a while. Or like I said, you could get a travel pillow form and put one of those inside too, if you like. You probably have to leave your opening a little bit bigger to be able to kind of stuff it in there, but it's okay. That'd work. Maybe one more handful. Okay, so now we've got a pillow. I just have to sew this bottom together. Now you can either hand stitch this, like whip stitch it, or you can sew it on your machine. I'm just going to do it on my machine. The fabric, because you've sewn on either side, kind of naturally wants to fold, which is nice. Just try to make sure they fit together well. I'm going to pin. And I'm just going to do about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. If you hand stitch it, you can hide the stitches. Obviously, if you machine stitch them, you're going to see them. But as you guys know, I don't hand stitch anything, so I don't mind if they show a little bit. I mean, kids don't care. I'm not, again, trying to sell this. It's just a present, you know. So, okay. Just gonna go kind of slow. Make sure that everything's staying where I want it to. Pull those pins out. Snip thread. Alright, we've got a pillow. Little reading pillow. Oh, I think I've got a book over here. So, stick that little book down the pocket. And you got a perfect little present for a little one. Or if you're a reader yourself, which I am, you can make this in adult fabrics, colors. You can make it bigger and keep your own pillow in there. These make great little, I used to make these when we would travel. We haven't traveled for quite a while because of the pandemic, but I used to make these when we travel for the kids, and I would stick their little book, like a little coloring book, crayons, and they could just put this next to their seat, and then when they got sleepy, they could just cuddle up with their little pillow. So these are perfect little gifts, and as you can see, they're quick and easy and a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this today. The word of the day is cocoa, which kind of goes with this cozy little pillow. Go have yourself a cup of cocoa, read a book, lay on your little pillow, and have a great day. Thank you so much. And don't forget, tonight right here on YouTube, you can find it on my channel, Yvette's channel, probably some of the other creators are going to be with us, but it's going to be streaming to multiple channels. There's going to be the Ultimate Creator Q&A. So you can come by. I have been receiving questions from people, which is great. If you have any additional questions or you didn't see that video and you would like to ask us questions, you can comment below my video right now. There's going to be 7 of us creators here on YouTube. Some quilting people, some not. One of them is Brett Lewis, who's a fabric designer, and another one is Create with Claudia, She's an amazing pattern designer, quilter. Christy from Georgia Sunshine is going to be there, Kathy from Kathy's Cute Creations, Teresa Louise, and of course Yvette, and myself. And that's at 7 o'clock tonight, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my YouTube channel. I hope you come back and watch that. It's going to be so much fun. It's a live event. It's going to be interactive. We're going to play some games. We're going to have some giveaways. So I hope you can come. Thank you so much for watching today, and have a happy, happy Friday. Bye.